Well, how you going, guys? We've missed a bit of footage the last few days. Been hectic getting it all ready. We've been thrashing and yeah, went to the dyno last night. So we thrashed last few days at Mads, getting it ready, getting it all the main things done for it to run and go to tech. Then it spent a couple of days down at Kevy Morton's at KPM Performance, getting the CO2 and electrical side all finished off and getting a tune in the car. We then went to the dyno last night. I didn't go, but it went to the dyno last night, and unfortunately it's had the gearbox wasn't acting right, and pulled the pin on the dyno last night. I think it made like, I don't know, 480 horsepower on 2 pounds of boost. So yeah, we've only got a few days to the Winter Nats now, to the Winter Nats warm up. So we want to at least make 1 or 2 runs down the track. It's got to get teched yet, so we'll get it out of the trailer. She's still in the trailer. I'm about to get her out, get her on the hoist, and yeah, we'll work out what we're gonna do. The big girl's looking good. Parachute on. She was on the hub dyno last night in Brisbane with Kevy on the keyboard. So he's quite happy actually with the tune and everything at the moment. We've still got to get some big boost into it, but he's happy. So yeah, that's a start. We sort of know we've got dome pressures and that worked out for a 2-step and what power it makes on a couple pound of boost. So yeah, we're quite happy with that. So righto. Thank you everyone for liking and subscribing. That last video was a hit. We got a heap new subscribers, so I thank yous for that. We appreciate it, and yeah, hopefully we can bring this content coming. Righto guys, we'll see yous after. Whoa. If you were going to paint a car, you'd paint her this. It don't look... She's wild. What have we done here? Thought it was only going yesterday. Out we come, Mr. Dirty Old Turbo 400. Just pulling the bolt together tool converter apart. Yucky. The oil's not looking flash. Ugh. We'll keep stripping, keep draining. And yeah, the poor old gearbox, the forward clutch pack, she's all gone. We're just about to pull the pump and everything else apart and see what's happened. So we'll give her a good clean up and have a look and see if there's any damage to the converter. Hopefully not. Righto, going back together, we've just cleaned the stator. Had the stator apart and cleaned it. Got the whole converter, got all the gunk out. Bits of fine steel through it. So now we'll go back with assembly and get the converter together, and we'll set it up in the gearbox and go back in with the gearbox. Here goes. Righto, what a 24 hours. Here we go. Gearbox is back in, about to start her up, and yeah, let's see how we... Starts good, hasn't even had much of a tune, and that was first cold start. Oh well, a cold start. It's 7 PM. It's about 9 degrees here at Warwick. I hadn't even wound it up. Just got a bit bit of fuel pressure and away we go. Better jack her up now and run it through the gears. Gearbox number 2. 24 hours. Means a lot to me too, this gearbox. This is my Uncle Alex's gearbox. We're working on a project before he died, and yeah, it has just been rebuilt. We rebuilt it. Hopefully it holds up and does the job for us. So yeah, I'm ecstatic. Righto. Righto, slight recap. Gearbox is in. Should have had a video before this where we started up and test drove it. It's going fine. Tail shaft's out. So, got it running, then decided to pull the diff center out. I don't run no fancy pro iron or aluminium carrier. Pulled the diff center out, they put a set of 3.5s in it. And yeah, a bit of carnage. I talked about carnage. Poor old girl, she's cracked right through this old center, this old carrier. She's wrecked. I think, shout out to Trevor Owen at Toowoomba. The old man got a hold of him, and he went to he found a set of gears for us because we couldn't get a set of gears anywhere. And then luckily he had a spare carrier, so twin rib. Mine was only a single rib, so she's back together. She's got the factory Worth gasket happening there. That's a bit of Junga Bunga style there, a bit of Worth thread. Oh, need to put a bit more there. So, yeah, she's all back together, ready to go. Box is working good. Test drove it for the first time today. Man, feels great. So, hopefully we shook all the bugs out of it. And, yeah, I'll put the centre back in, put the axles in, and we're nearly locked and loaded. A few more things to finish off tomorrow, and then test and tune on Sunday at the warm-up. So, can't wait to let the big girl loose, let go of the trans brake button, and see what else we can bring. We've got a spare tail shaft, so we're ready to roll. We're ready to let it loose. We've got a bit of Junga Bunga happening here. We're getting ourselves into a bit of mischief. Oh no, diff center's just gone back in. Look at that. Yoo! She's in. Wheel speed sensors hooked up. Check this bad bitch out. Now this is talking about rough on your gear, mate. Cracked them, took the caps off, and she's fucked. Now check this out. Woohoo! We're like the party, baby. One fucking let go of the trans brake and she was routed. Let's see what happens now. Let's get the shaft in. Axles back in, and suppose we better check to see if this bloody rag or something's in the intercooler piping, and then get two-stepping, baby. Woo! Let's do it. Righto, well it's midnight, Friday night, pissing down rain still, but we're getting closer. She's ready to go again. So just tightening everything up. But yeah, gearbox is in. Obviously we've tested it already. Diff center's back in, tail shaft. Once again, thanks to Trevor Owen for getting us out of trouble. He had to lend us one of his carriers and got us a set of diff gears. So thanks, mate. And yeah, she's ready to roll. Got my spare tail shaft there. We're coming prepared. Sunday, Winter Nationals warm-up. I got the carpet's here. It's in that white bloody box there, container there. It's going into my arvo. We're doing a couple things to the boot, sealing off and finishing it in there. And then, yeah, time to let loose. If this rain pisses off, we can put her on the two-step, bump her in, and send her, give her the berries. The first couple passes will be no expectations, just chasing mid-10s, low 10s to get licensed, and then we can sneak up on it from there at the winning at. So anyway, hopefully we'll start her up in the morning running through the gears, and we'll see you then. Cheers all. Righto, back together, hopefully for the last time for the next 6 hours anyway.
Yeah.
Johnny's got his mask on.
That's like a 12-hour shift.
Righto, we've got the back all done. She's all sealed up. Beautiful. Ready to go through tech. Look, we've even got some new plywood in there. Mate, when are you going to start doing restoration work?
Not sure, mate.
I reckon you're getting there.
I'm going to do a bit on myself.
The old carpet. She's not in there yet. We're putting it in next week, so no. It's all good. That's race spec at the moment. Righto, we'll see you at the track. Righto, quick update. Saturday night. What time is it? 7 o'clock? Something like that? Righto, we're nearly ready to go. Been working in the back. Diff center's all in, going good. Gearbox so far. Got the new trans blanket in. Kevlar strap. Got the engine diaper in. The old nappy. So yeah, she's all happy, ready for spec. Yeah, we'll see how we go tomorrow. What do you reckon, man?
Yeah, mate.
No good? No good.
Should be good.
Can't get much of a fucking talk out of that fucking wombat. Righto, here we go. The hairy creature's all suited up. We're about to hit it. Madman just doing a quick shocky adjustment. Just adjusting the front shock since we put them in. What do you reckon, Mad?
Yeah.
See how we go. First pull, I don't know. We've got no idea. Best we've made is 2 pound of boost on the dyno before the gearbox shit itself. So I think we've got it roughly 5 PSI on the launch and about maybe targeting 10 on the top end.
Oh, right, eh?
So anyway, we'll head out there now and we see how we go. Don't have a passenger seat in. Never had fuel in it. Just went over the weighbridge and it went 37.85. So we just put 40 litres V85 in it, and with the carpet going in next week and the passenger seat, she'll be like high 3800s, probably 3900. So she's definitely a heavyweight. There's the old passenger seat. The floor's all done. Got some reinforcement there to hold her down and put some new plywood in there. She's all good to go, all tech ready. Tech to 8.0. So if we can run 950s or 950 to 10.0s today, even 1050, just the license, I'll be happy. So, righto. Heading to the lanes for first shakedown. Made some adjustments. We've got about 4 PSI on the brake. And go see what it does. Phew! Nice and soft.
That looks good.
Looks as good as you.
Yeah.
Looks as good as my hair.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with your hair.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Did that right.
Right, a bit of an update. Big boy's sweating here. We're back in. Going on 2 hours now, been in the lanes. So we've been in here 2 hours. So yeah, still haven't done a skid yet, but that's the name of the game, isn't it? It's what happens. Winner nats, warm-ups and winners. Heap of cars. Right.
120 something.
Thought this was supposed to be a street car, not a fucking nitro funny car. Got shit happening here, left, right, and centre. What the fuck are we doing over here, bro? Slamming her. Righto, first run done and dusted. Did exactly what we needed to do. One lazy pass, 10.6. I think it was at 127. Mad's fucking into her here. Cleaning her up.
I like playing with long shafts.
Long shafts? He said it's the first time he's done it.
I didn't have one. Oh no, we got a mangina.
Just getting that sorted. Push some the injectors here. The O-ring swelled up. So just getting some O-rings for it, and then we'll go again, put a bit more boost in it. 10.6, 127, and push the injectors out across the line. So yeah, felt good, drove good, everything, all sweet. So we'll try again and have another crack. Here we go. I'm just bloody talking the talk and watching people do things. Jake's all over the screw on the tyres. Oh, look, butt crack nearly hanging out. He does take after you, Daryl.
Easy on the way. We're licensed to make one pass. One at 130. Good on you, matey. Running, getting quicker.
G'day all. Well, what a weekend. We're done and dusted. We finished our test day, our licensing session yesterday at Willowbank Raceway at the Winter Nationals warm-ups on Sunday. What a blast. What a good day racing. What a 2 weeks it's been putting this thing together. Like, last 2 weeks has just been full throttle. You know, the car had the basics done to it, and start of May, I decided to enter the Winter Nats and said, righto, we're racing the Winter Nationals. So I gave myself about 4-5 weeks, something like that, to do it, and look at us go. Got to thank Mad, Steedy, Kevy, everyone that's helped. There's too many people to name. Wally, the old man, John done a lot of running around for me, Mum, Britt, my wife. There's just too many people to thank. So thanks everyone that gave us a hand and helped out. I appreciate it. I thank all my crew and that for yesterday for getting in and giving us a hand. And yeah, so this is a bit of a small recap. You'll see in the video we went to the dyno. We didn't have good luck. Went to the dyno and Kevy took it down or up, I should say. He did one pull, naturally aspirated, and made 390 horsepower, just under 400. I think they wound 2 pound of boost in it, second pull. Made about, I think it was like 460 or 480 horsepower. Fried the gearbox. Gearbox is junk. Brought it home, pulled it out. We've ordered everything to fix it. It looks like it might have been a shifter issue. So we've rectified that. We pulled it apart, and yeah, we've ordered all the parts. It should be back together Monday or Tuesday, hopefully. And yeah, so then I got another gearbox. It was my Uncle Alex's gearbox to go in his big block ute, and it had just been overhauled the same time as mine, so we put it in, and it worked perfectly fine. I stripped the Hughes bolt together torque converter, pulled it apart, and yeah, cleaned it out, and it all turned out pretty sweet. It was all good inside. It was dirty. It had metal through it, so we cleaned it all. Went to pull the 9-inch out. You'll see that in the video. Pulled the center out, and it was cracked. So yeah, thanks to Trevor Owen, he got lent us got us a carrier, and got us a set of diff gears, and threw that together for us. So that was all good. And then, yeah, it was too last minute. We decided just to head to the track. We weren't going to put it on the dyno. We spent Saturday sealing the boot up and getting everything ready for tech. And Sunday we just went down to do our 2 licensed passes. So I just said to Kev, let's just put a tune in and see how we go. So Kev come up with a bit of a tune. He knows it made 480 on 2 pounds. So I think the first pass we left on about maybe 2.8, 3 pound of boost. And just took a bit of a guess on the dome pressures, because I've got like a 1 pound spring in here for a bit of no prep coming up. So it's not your typical 7 pound wastegate spring on gate pressure. It's got about 1 pound. So took a bit of a guess, and I think the first run it went 1060, 123, 127 mile an hour, and it felt alright. Like, it was lazy, it was slow. It was a 1.660 foot, done a Jacob set gas right there, and but it rolled down there like first pass, new combo and everything, and just let go of the button, and it was lazy, but it just went down there, and that was a great feeling. It did pop the injector out at just across the finish line. It popped an injector out of the rail, so we got back to the pits. Also, we had a bit of an issue with an axle bearing. We got that rectified. The injector issue was with these 2200s. It was slightly hitting the back of the side of the manifold. There was a bit of plastic rib on it, and we just ground that off and put it back down, and away we went. Got some new O-rings. The other O-rings, the new O-rings that were on it just swelled to, they were swollen. So put some new O-rings on the top, and away we went. So the second run, we left with a little bit more boost, just slightly. I think it was about 3.5 pound, and we targeted about 8 pound at the finish, the top of the run. I think it made 8 pound max. It felt good. It was on a good run, and just as I pulled second gear, I think it might have been third gear, just about 700 foot, it laid over, so I got off it, and I thought, we just sat in the staging lanes for just under 3 hours for our first run, and we only had to 4 o'clock, and I thought, well, I got off it, and I thought, mate, I initially thought it laid over and it went lean, and I thought, I'm getting back in this to get the second run done. So I got back in it, went 10.4 at 123, and what that layover was, we hadn't been into the knock settings, but we had an issue with this car when it was aspirated, seeing knock all the time, false knock, and we just put it down to the extractors. They were always close. We dinged them and whatnot, and every time you'd rev it, it looked like the extractors were touching, so it had a bit of false knock happening there. So we just left the settings how it was. We used an old file, and when it saying knock, it pulled out 15 degrees of timing, and so basically we had 2 degrees of timing in the thing. So that was why it laid over. I got off it. So we went back, and we've rectified it. It is an issue with the sensors, just sitting there on idle and that, turn them off, they're making a bit of trouble. So we've rectified that now. It was just a sensitivity, I think. So third run, we cooled it down, put a bit more fuel in it, and we left. Kevy stepped it up just a little bit, and I think we left on 5 pound of boost, about 3,800 RPM, and it made 10 pound. It did the same thing. We never found. We seen that knock thing happen second run, so we decreased the numbers on how much time it pulled out. We put it down to 4 degrees, and it seen knock again. As soon as I let go of the trans brake, it said it had a bit of knock, so it pulled 4 degrees out, and it ran a 10-1, 130 mile an hour with about 11 degrees timing in it, and 10 pounds of boost, max 10 pounds. That's all it's seen. It spiked on a gear change. And just before a gear change, it went to like 10.8, but the rest of it was 10 pounds. So went 10-1, 130, felt real good, had timing out, like, yeah, so, and I went 147, 60 foot, still slow, would like to get in the 1.3s, but on the little 235s, it actually felt good. The suspension's doing, it's the first time running these shockies and everything, and this car used to squat and do funny things, especially it was soft in the front, and it used to do some funny things at the suspension, and now it's got the Gazzo Brother adjustables in the front. As soon as I launched, the front's separating really well, the back's separating and working. It's starting to look like a radial car, the big old heavy thing. We also put it over the scales without the passenger seat and carpet. It went 37.85, and that was with like 20 litres of fuel, and then we put 40 litres in it to go out there and race. So, yeah, it'll be 3,900, no worries. We've got carpet and the seat going back in and full of fuel. It'll be well in the 3,900 pounds. So she's a big, heavy old rig. But it went 147, 60 foot, 641 the half track. Same thing, it had the timing out, and it went 10.10, 10.14 it might have went, 10.140, 130 mile an hour. It felt great. It was just good to be back. The car skids good. Only doing small burnouts because we're running in super sedan. We've got to get used to not doing a burnout past the start line. Other than that, yeah, it's going good. So, plan of attack, just serviced it for the winter nats. Just put new spark plugs. Pull the plugs out, check them, got new plugs in. Put new oil in. New filter. Just went through it. It's only got a few runs on it. 3 runs on brand new oil, but oil's cheap. And what our goal is before we do anything, we're leaving the tune as it is. We've fixed the timing issue with the knock sensors, and we want to try and run 980, 990 on 10 pound of boost is my goal. I want to run a 99 or 980, anything in the 9, and then we'll turn it up. I'm not going to turn it up until we can do that. I'd like to go low 140s, high 130s before I pull the boost up the top end. I want the thing to half track, and then I'll turn it up. So we're only slowly but surely, the car's running after having that gearbox issue and the diff, and it's been a big week, and yeah, I don't want to have to do too much more work on it for the next little bit. So whole RB thing, or just throwing LS in it, what I know. So righto guys and girls, thanks for subscribing, liking, all that good stuff. Over 430 subs, so I just thank you all for liking it, and hopefully we can bring you a fair bit of content in the next little bit. We've got a couple of projects we'll be working on. Brits VL's one. I got another one. Hopefully I can show you soon. And we'll just go racing, and we'll see how we go. So righto guys.